Do you ever react and regret immediately after? Do you feel like your emotions take over faster than you can think? Do you feel calm sometimes and then overwhelmed the next? Well, that's your emotions. Scientists and psychologists, they say the number one skill you can learn is emotional regulation. So today I'm gonna give you easy and simple tools to understand what the hell is happening and also how to regulate yourself. Hi, I'm Jess. Welcome to my channel. And here I talk everything psychology, science, and spirituality to give you tools for your everyday well-being. And today we're gonna talk about emotion regulation. Emotions are like those waves, they come out of nowhere and sometimes they crash us and they leave us wondering what just happened. The reality is that scientists, neuroscience, they don't quite understand what emotions are, what they come from. That's more of a psychology, spiritual understanding, what are emotions, but physically speaking, what is happening when you have an emotion? So a little neuroscience. In our brain, we have different parts of our brain, different systems. One of them is called the limbic systems. And the limbic system is what they say is responsible for our emotions. So we have a part of our brain called the hippocampus. In the hippocampus is where your memories are stored, anything that has happened in the past. What's trauma, right? How our brain lives. Our brain, our body wants to keep us safe. It doesn't want to keep us happy. So our brain is just collecting potential little threats. Things that have happened in the past, they didn't work or didn't work for us. So that is all stored in our memory. So obviously, millennia ago, when you were Homo sapiens in the jungle and you see a tree and then you eat something, that's gonna be stored in your hippocampus as poisonous fruit, do not eat, and then the body will come up with a bunch of reactions so you don't eat that. That is the same for everything we experience. So from 0 to 6 are our formative years, where we, before we're even verbal, before we can understand language, we have this thing called mirror neurons. Whatever is happening in our surroundings, whatever our mom is doing or saying, whatever the way our father is looking or not looking at our mom, that is a store. And that's how we kind of form our sense of being. We store in our memories things that are good for us. How should we live? What should you do? Like I have this, I don't know, it's a Brazilian thing. I have many weird habits. One of them is never show up empty-handed to other people's houses. And it's like, whatever. It's like, this is what my mom did. And God forbid somebody showed up at our house empty-handed. She would throw a fit and start, oh my God, that person. Anyways, so that is registered in my brain. We have these memories, right? Some are good, some are bad. But the bad memories, they help us to not ever repeat that mistake again. Except that something that might have helped me, I don't know, when I was 5 or 6, where in my personal case, my birth mother literally disappeared one day. So when I was 5, I didn't have a birth mother when people were not there. If people were there, then they were not there, or if they were present, not present, get super activated, and also me being super independent and just doing things for myself, just kind of like not depending on others. That was a survival mechanism that was very helpful for me throughout my early life. Now that I'm looking to be in a relationship, I'm looking to form a family, I'm looking to form bonds in society, always doubting, always thinking that if somebody doesn't text you right away or if they're a little late, that then they're gonna leave you. That is no longer helpful for me. So how can I override that, and what are things that I can do to emotionally regulate myself in the case that, for example, let's say somebody's late and I start that active response. So we need to understand that our body always trying to protect us. The hippocampus stores memory, and then the amygdala is like a little threat detection center. And how I like to describe the amygdala is like an alarm system of your house. We have a fire alarm in our houses, in our homes, to detect fire. Is a threat detection. Fire is a threat, so the amygdala activates. And the amygdala does its job, which is to detect fire. Why? To save our lives. So the amygdala is like fire, bad. But as most of us know, especially if you live in a rental apartment, sometimes the fire detector detects smoke. when we're simply cooking steak, it detects that smoke or whatever that we're cooking in a cast iron, it detects smoke and it is not a fire. Yet my fire alarm is constantly beeping every single time I make something on the cast iron, and it's super annoying. Why is doing that? The amygdala is hypersensitive to anything because the amygdala, the fire alarm, it's so sensitive because I've been burned before. Now any little threat, it's not a real fire, but it could be, let's fire the alarm. So this fire the alarm is this emotional reaction that we have to things. It's like our body saying, no, we know what that is, so let's react. And so when the hippocampus, this has happened before, it fires the amygdala, and then the amygdala is active, fire alarm is active, and next thing you know, you're having an emotion reaction. It's unpleasant, you want to stop it, and you're just all over the place. When typically those things happen, and I will talk this in detail in another video, but these things happen when our frontal lobe is like the CEO of our brain. It's responsible for logic, cognition. Freud kind of referred to it as like the ego, is the center that is like, this is good, this is bad, it's okay to do this, it's not okay to do that. And the frontal lobe is what gets us working. But when there's an emotion attached to a memory, the amygdala completely overrides the frontal lobe, because the amygdala is kind of like I said, the survival tract detention center, and it's a way primitive part of our brain. The amygdala, this part of the brain, the brainstem, and the limbic system, it was formed millions of years ago before the neocortex was formed. So this part is king, let's just say. This part overrides any sort of logic in your mind. So you may know better. You know better not to do that. You talk to your therapist about not doing that and so forth. You know you cannot do that. But the amygdala is like, no, it's overactive. We're going to do that. It's a threat. The amygdala is responsible for that. So essentially, I think you can understand by now that what we want to do is we want to lower the active of this amygdala. We want to tell amygdala, chill. Next time something happens, there is no need to go all crazy. Fire alarm. This is just smoke. I am just cooking chicken. It's not a life or death emergency. So how do we do that? How do we lower this activity in the amygdala? When we're drinking alcohol, it's scientifically proven that it lowers the inhibition of our frontal lobe, and then it's active. When we are PMSing, when women are menopause, when our hormones are out of whack, those are times that our frontal lobe turns off. But most of the time, normally, how can we just emotionally regulate ourselves? So tips to emotionally regulate yourself when you are stressed, when you receive bad news, if you got a text you didn't like, when your boyfriend is being annoying, whatever. Here are the tips. Tip number 1. Psychologist Jill Taylor, in her book, My Stroke of Insight, she wrote about 90 seconds rule. According to her and other scientists, emotions, any emotion, good or bad, they only last 90 seconds. So the actual emotion, whether it's anger, whatever happened, it doesn't matter. It only lasts 90 seconds. After that, the emotion is gone. You just stuck in a loop of thinking. You are repeating the thought that triggered it. So the emotion is gone. But what is not gone is your attachment and that thought that you keep, that sort of like mental rumination. According to her, a lot of people, here's how to let an emotion come and go without reacting. Emotion comes. Feel the emotion. Let's say somebody pissed me off a lot. No reacting. So there's the acronym STOP. Whatever the emotion is, stop. Take a breath. Observe what's happening. Take a breath, observe, make a mental note. I'm angry. Proceed. So stop, take a breath, observe, and then proceed mindfully, right? But how long it could be 5 seconds. Ideally, like I said, 90 seconds. But let's make this 5 minutes. When you're feeling an emotion, your amygdala is active. You're activating your sympathetic nervous system. Cortisol is up and all of that. And what you want to do is breathe. Ideally, long, deep breaths through the belly, because they're going to activate the vagus nerve, which is going to activate the calming, the parasympathetic nervous system. So feeling emotions, I know people say breathe, but it's true. Breathe, not through the chest, no shallow breathing. Boss, send an email. Oh my God, Do that for 5 minutes. Observe, name the emotion, and you will see how immediately you will be fine. You're gonna start noticing. And with time, and that's why therapy is so important, because repetition is the mother of skills. So with time, you're gonna teach your body that is no longer a threat to us. When something happens, my boyfriend really likes that I do this, because he's like, why are you so calm? And believe me, I am not calm. Like, I've done things, God, if I tell you the things I've done when I was under stress, like I've done some really bad things in my life. So no murder, nothing like that, but like bad stuff. I've hit people, I've done stuff. I've pushed people off a boat. I mean, I've done some stuff. So the point is, when that happens, I'm always like, okay, whatever. Like, flight is delayed 5 hours. I'm like, okay, I'm not bothered by it. And he's like, wow, how can you do that? It's practice. It's really practice. The more you tell your brain that flight being delayed, that is not a threat. That shouldn't activate you, because how do you do that? By telling your body. How do you tell your body? Deep breaths upon crazy emotions. The last best tool is from the other very, very world-renowned famous psychiatrist, just the best. He created the map of consciousness, David Hawking. He's passed, he's no longer alive, but he's incredible. In his book, Letting Go, he has this whole thing about letting go, how to let go. And a lot of people, they say, let go, you're angry, let go. And that's incorrect, because have you ever taught an angry woman to calm down or let go? No, like she's not gonna let go. So before letting it go, the emotion, you want to let it come. You want to let it arrive. So just suppressing or repressing an emotion is also not, we're not saying to do that. We are saying, feel your feeling, feel the emotion. I'm feeling anger. Tip that I can give you that I do, it's, you know, when you kind of bump your toe in a chair or a table and it hurts, that psychologically speaking, according to Freud, is your body wants to experience pain. So when your body wants to experience pain because it's holding pain or anger or whatever it's holding, it attracts. Things happen to you because you attracted that experience, so you can feel the feeling attached to that experience. So how can I do that to avoid? Well, feel the feeling nonetheless. Go to workshops, scream. Like, how many of us scream? Cry. That's why we like movies, because sometimes we need to cry. We need to feel the feelings, and the movies kind of help us. So when I hit my toe, I stub my toe in a table, I always yell. I count to 3 and I go, ah, because it's something that wants to get out. That's why, and I yell and I curse too. Feel the feelings. Wow, you're feeling anger? Feel the anger, like get a pillow, yell into the pillow, depending, you know, how serious the situation. Most of the time, you don't need to do nothing drastic. And if you're somewhere public, you can go to the restroom, you can sit on the toilet, you can breathe. And then, as we know, name the emotions. I am angry. I am feeling anger. I am feeling anger. Always, I am feeling anger. Not that person is a loser, piece of shit, I want to murder them. No. I am feeling anger. Name the feelings, breathe through the feelings. As Jill said, it lasts 90 seconds. After that, let it come, let it go, and do not keep that mental loop with the thought. That's what's making you sick. That's what's making you sick. A lot of people, they have a cold. Okay, have a cold. Do the things you need to do to have a cold. Breathe, watch a movie, have some soup. But what people do, everyone, I have a cold. I have a cold. I want to let you know that I have a cold. Why? You have the cold. You're cold. You're sick. Don't be enhancing that like a microphone so that your body, you're giving an instruction. Be sick, be sick, be sick. Don't give that instruction to your body. Just be cold, be sick, breathe through it, and your body will get out of the way and let your body do what it does, which is like a wave. It's gonna come, it's gonna peak, you're gonna feel it, and then it's gonna go away. And the more you do that, the less those emotions would hit you, because your amygdala is gonna learn that that's okay, and you don't need to react. We don't need to create a reaction out of somebody being late. We can deal with it, as Mel Robbins says, let them be late, and then let me, after, consider if that's a person I ever want to invite to my house again. But somebody being late doesn't mean I need to text them and be a big deal about they're late. They can be late, let them, and then let me do my thing cognitively about lateness. So thank you, subscribe to my channel to watch more videos like this, and see you next time.